Friends, Fever fans, welcome back to another Fever Replay podcast. Your home for a weekly breakdown of Fever games and news. This podcast is brought to you once again by the love of the game. Sometimes it comes down to the wire for the love of the game. I'm Chris Ford, your host as always, and I'm joined by our resident double agent, Keisha Gallagher. Say hi, Keisha. How are you today?
Hello. I'm doing well. How are you, Chris?
I know why you're doing well. We all know why you're doing well. I'm doing okay. I'm stressed. I'm stressed about a lot of things in life, but right now, a good portion of it is about if we're getting a postseason.
Yeah. I understand. It is it's been a rough few weeks here, and getting to these last handful of games, it is getting down to the nitty-gritty.
So, let's just rip off the Band-Aid. Phoenix beat us last game. It was very sad. Here's what I want to say about it. I don't think this is the whole reason we lost, but I think that we actually looked like a fantastic team most of the game. We outscored them in the second half and in the first quarter. And if we really just simply, if some more baskets fell, then I think we could have won that game. Because we were missing so many easy baskets. And it's just like we don't miss those normally. So if we did, I feel like we put in the effort necessary to win, and then things didn't fall our way. Now, we could have made some better choices. We could have maybe had a slightly more even free throw differential. We don't need to go too into that, but it was 5-23, which seems a little weird since we were pounding the paint all night. But I digress. That was kind of my takeaway. What's your takeaway, Keisha?
I think those are great points, but I also think the Fever in general do look tired in this game. And I understand why. It is, again, a very difficult time for the Fever with lineups and not really knowing everyone and finding the right combinations. But I do think they looked a bit tired, and that's why they were missing so many shots. And there was a lot of opportunity for them to close gaps, and they just weren't able to. They were out shooting them. The free throw differential was crazy, but baskets were falling for Phoenix that night, and the Fever just struggled. It was just not happening, and those games occur where people are all off, or the shots just aren't falling, where the officiating is particularly bad, but they just were not. It was not their night.
Mm-hmm. So, just to correct myself, it was 8 free throws to 23.
He's a stat man.
But it's hard to know if the reffing had something to do with that game.
It's an interesting little face you're making there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 8, that's a perfectly normal amount of free throws for a team that historically and during this game pounds the paint a lot. That's a very low amount.
I mean, we've had a lot of
conversation. Phoenix got a great amount. I'm not even complaining about the amount they got. It's great. 23, that sounds right. No complaints.
We've had many conversations already about officiating issues. They go both ways a lot of the time. You have one game where it's clearly bad. And, hey, I'm not saying it was great officiating, but also baskets were not falling.
Yeah, no, I think that was the main thing. And I agree that your tired factor matters, and that's why we miss. I also am going to acknowledge that AT was hunting that triple-double so hard that she could have easily put this game away if she was trying to score, where she was not trying to score. She was trying to get that assist that didn't come, so doesn't feel good when the other team is just trying to get those stats on you at the end of the game, and you're fighting for your life, which that's what was happening.
Not a great feeling. No,
not a great feeling. So the biggest takeaway, I do feel like the Mercury are in a really great spot. They're playing great as a team. And we didn't look terrible against them, like I said. Besides the last 2 minutes of the second quarter, we were right there with them and sometimes playing better. The last 2 minutes of the second quarter, we went down by like 15. That was insane. I've never seen anything like that before.
It was a wild run, but yeah, the tired factor and the energy issue. I know that the team is particularly banged up right now, and to really close out this season, every game is a must-win game. So it's great to see that they were competitive against a great team like Phoenix. They're on a bit of a winning streak right now. However, we're running out of days where we have to get these W's.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I think I did notice, I'm starting to kind of see and kind of understand this team because we've had so much turnover and we've had amazing luck with our replacement players. But like when we talked a lot while Ari McDonald was uninjured about how she came in, she made a splash, but the most impressive thing was that after the first couple games, once we provided a little bit of film, she continued to play well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that was really impressive. I feel like I'm not counting out Odyssey Sims at all, but I think she made a splash early because the Fever, with where we're at, we give our brand new players the green light. We're like, hey, shoot to your heart's desire. You know, we don't need you to be tentative. We don't need you to like defer to other players. We need you to play your role, and your role sometimes is going to be to shoot, sometimes it's going to be to drive, to distribute. We don't want you playing afraid. Like, go at it, you know. And I think that's huge and very confusing to game plan against when there's like a player that's never been on the team. But I do feel like we saw some of Odyssey's shortcomings with getting lost, specifically on defense. Like, this was a team, early in the season, we hung our hat on our defense. And you could see her definitely, like, missing coverages, kind of not sure where she's supposed to be, a huge weak spot. And a couple times she got pulled directly after missing coverages and things where they're just like, nope, that's not it, Odyssey. Get back. She always got to go back in. You know, we have nothing. We have to play her, and she is good enough to be the starting point guard. So, but
Yeah.
I don't know. You could kind of see the negative of having so much turnover.
It is brutal, and I think that just those are the lessons that sometimes can't be really dealt with or learned until you're seeing it face on. And unfortunately, it was against a team where the recovery was too long coming. But these next two games, though the opponents have every intention to win, they are not in it for the same reasons. So I'm curious to see if wanting to prevent someone from making it into one of those final top slots is motivation enough to win against the team fighting for that last slot.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about what's coming up. So when we look at the road to the playoffs here, as far as standings are concerned, the number one threat for us, and really the only threat for us, is the Sparks. So they are currently, because they lost tonight, 2 games behind us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we can stay ahead of them, we're fine. If we're tied, the Sparks have the tiebreaker because they beat us 2 out of 3 times this year. So we don't want to be tied. We need to be ahead of them. The Sparks have 4 games left, and we have 3 games left. So the question is, what do we need to do? So if we look at our upcoming schedule, we are going to play the Sky, the Mystics, and the Lynx. So the Sky we've talked about, we need to win. We absolutely must win that game. If we can beat the Mystics, that will put us 4 games ahead of the Sparks. So simply winning those 2 puts us 4 games ahead, which would mean the Sparks have to beat everybody. Our last game is against the Lynx. We'll talk a little bit about what we think the Lynx are going to do. I would like to hope that they're going to rest, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Let's jump over to the Sparks real quick. So the Sparks, who were they playing? This is who the Sparks have left. They have to play the Dream, who they just faced. Then they have to play the Wings, the Mercury, heard of them, and the Aces. So they would have to beat all 4 of those if we win 2 of ours. That seems very unlikely. So in my estimation, we win 2, we've done enough to give us a very, very good shot. Winning 3 would obviously be fantastic. What do you think as you kind of look at this kind of chess match going on?
Yeah, I think the focus has to be on the controllables, and we can hope our opponents, are unable to overcome what's ahead of them, or we could, focus in on what is available to us. And we've had enough games against both of these teams to be really prepared. I think that's really just got to be finishing out a season strong to show that you deserve and you're ready for a postseason. We have to beat these teams that aren't even in contention. We have to take them seriously.
Yeah, and the hope would be there's no way that we don't. We're not a team that's feeling high on life right now. We're like, oh man, we're so great, we're cruising. I don't think anyone in the locker room feels that way.
Right.
Hopefully we just approach these games with that correct sort of humility and work ethic. I don't see why we wouldn't. My biggest concern, I think our offense is serviceable for where we're at. I think that if our biggest problem is getting AB the ball, which the last couple games has been the biggest problem, that's a problem I would love to have. Easy, let's get her the ball. Even if we're putting her in bad situations, we know AB can do something great out of it. If they're triple teaming her on the paint, she's going to dish it where it needs to go. Let's do that. So if that's our biggest problem on offense, fantastic. We're probably going to win these games. The defense is concerning. It feels like we have trouble stringing stops together. We'll have a couple plays where, we're able to pop the ball out of their hand in transition. We'll have a couple times where we stop, but then we don't get the rebound after a really good stop. During the Mercury, had one time we stopped them 3 times, but we weren't getting the rebound.
Yeah.
So frustrating.
I wasn't going to bring that up, but since you did, yes, boxing out has to be a priority. I don't know how undersized post players are going to be in these next few games exactly, but I do know that there are some big players out there still ahead of us, and if we don't respect their ability to get boards, it's going to be a very long and a very physical game. There has to be boxing out and focusing on those simple possessions. Those are important. They can't get second and third and fourth chances.
So, for me, I see this guy. The last 2 years, we've kind of done whatever we wanted with this guy. Give me, what is it that offensively is their strength that we should be worried about?
Rebounds. You have, Angel Reese is always getting at least 10 boards a game. Cardoso's is getting better and better as the season continues. She's really found her stride and her confidence, and she's getting better at not turning the ball over. She used to be a pretty good opportunities for traveling to occur or for her to get some sort of time violation, but she's definitely been practicing that and is a bigger threat than usual. The strength is that their other post players just aren't on the same level. So if you can get them into foul trouble, which does rely on AB getting the ball, Howard getting the ball, really attacking the paint to get them to have to make a decision, I think that's a great chance for us to see a lot of easy paint points. But they do have shooters who can go off at any time. Rachel Banham has a crazy outside shot. Ariel Atkins is finally healthy again. So there's still other threats that you can't discount.
Yeah. Okay. So we got to get those rebounds versus one of the most prolific rebounders that the sport's ever seen.
One of the tallest players in the league. One of the top 3 or 4. So.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Awesome. I love it. Okay, what about the Mystics?
So they have been struggling a little bit with their new team makeup after losing some of their veteran wisdom in Brittany Sykes. But Shakira Austin is coming back from an injury. She has been very prolific in the paint. She's very physical. I don't think AB and her have a lot of love lost on the block. It will get pretty ugly down there. And we're also competing with Kiki Iriafen, who is also getting better as the season continues, and Sonia Citron from Notre Dame, who is in contention for Rookie of the Year. So no one, again, is going to be giving it up easy, and I think some of these teams do have a bit of a chip on their shoulder trying to prove that they may not have made it or may not be sitting in one of the top 8 spots, but DC had a pretty decent season, and they were very close.
Yeah, no, they're a team that, while they're not making it to the playoffs, feel like they're on the up and up. They are a team that might feel like they're riding high right now. They've got such a great future ahead with their 2 rookies. Oh, my goodness.
Georgia Amore's coming back.
It's crazy. So, yeah, no, that is concerning. It's more concerning than I want it to be. I don't like this. I'm going to be honest with you. I've been enjoying this season. I don't like this week.
It's a tough week. It's a tough week. But
okay.
And with us winning, the Sparks also need to win all of their games. So there's a lot riding on it. They could pull it off, but I believe in us to win these 2 games.
The best news, I think, is that it seems to me that I fully understand the motivation of some of the teams that the Sparks have to play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have a lot of playoff people who want to be in the best position possible. And I don't see them pulling their foot off the gas against the Sparks. I just don't see that happening. So I'm not sitting here feeling like down and out, but I'm just so nervous. And I would really prefer it if, like, one game started in 5 minutes and then the next one started 10 minutes after that. Now, I know realistically that's not good for the roster, but, like, that's what my emotions need. Just to watch the games tonight and to know where we're at. That's what I would like.
That would be nice.
I think, yeah, that'd be nice. Okay, good. So we're of the same accord. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. One thing I want to talk about real quick, just kind of like to end the note to end the night on a high note, is Aerial Powers. I like her. She's pretty good. She's pretty good at basketball.
Yeah.
She was playing, like, in Europe, and before that she was in Asia, so it's not something... I haven't really seen her play basketball, but, like, she knows what she's doing. And she's, like, fast, athletic, good shot. That's what we need. We need that. We need that. And we found it. We have it on the team.
We need that. We need that. Yeah, no, she's incredibly talented, and she's another player... gosh, what is the coach's name? The guard coach. But I think she really does. She has figured out who these talented undrafted players are, and she has been keeping her eyes on these guards. She has found some really good folks.
I think she realized early in the season, she's like, I think the best thing I can do is start recruiting. I think that's what I can do.
Over-prepare.
As a guard coach who's realizing I have no guards to coach, I should probably start looking outside.
Yeah.
Speaking of the coaching staff, our player development coach tore his Achilles today, which feels like, if there's children listening, cover your ears, a fucking joke. I was so mad when I heard that. It really does. It kind of feels like, okay, now we know for a fact there's something going on. I don't know if it's the medical staff. I don't know if it's the floors in our gym. There's something wrong happening.
Stranger Things.
On this team. How the hell?
It's the upside down.
Does the development coach, so he plays with the girls on the court. That's like his job. He's not like just standing there being like, oh, do this and that. He's out there, he's working with them, he's playing, he's being active. Tears his Achilles. Are you kidding?
That is
I was
brutal.
so mad. I need an explanation. Like, I need like a full on, I want a Netflix docu-series on like what happened to the Indiana Fever during the 2025 season. Like, it will shock you what you hear.
Can you sage the facilities, or is that frowned
They
upon?
need to do something. Every religion needs to come by and do whatever cleansing they need to do. I don't understand. It's like it should be funny. I was not amused.
Oh,
You seem a little amused. I'm furious.
That is, I just can't believe like the luck of this year is.
It's real. I can't believe that's real. It's not a meme. It really happened.
What, like, somebody protect that mascot.
I'm nervous. I'm worried about him. I love Freddie. I don't want Freddie hurt. I hope he survives the season. Okay, well, Fever fans, on that note, I tried to end it bright and I couldn't do it. Say a prayer for every member of the Fever's team, staff, leadership, coach.
Ticket taker.
I don't even know. The ticket takers, the guys that wipe up the sweat, all of them. We need them all to be safe. You guys, all of you Fever fans out there, you be safe too. Watch out. Watch your Achilles and your groins specifically. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, with that, we're going to end this one off. Let's hope for a really good week of basketball and a really terrible week of basketball for our friends in LA. Amen? All right. That's it. That's all we got for you this week. Good luck out there.
That was wild.